Another mode of reproduction is sexual reproduction. In the asexual reproduction, single parent is involved to produce a new young one. But in the sexual reproduction, two parents are involved, one male and one female, to create new individual. As we know that hens alone cannot produce new chicks, bulls alone cannot produce new calves, so both male and female are needed to produce new generation. Now question is this: why the sexual mode of reproduction? Sexual mode of reproduction, in this reproduction, in asexual reproduction, single parent give rise to new organism, and then again the single parent they give rise to new organism. So always there is a one parent, the characteristic of one parent is passes to the next generation in asexual reproduction. So there is a very less chance of diversity. But in the sexual reproduction, as we know that one male and one female parent, two different parents are involved. So there is a chance of variation because the sex cells, one male gamete and one female gamete is there to give rise zygote. So again, then male and female, they again give rise to next generation. Then always there is a variation. Always there is variation because two different parents are involved. So there is a greater genetic diversity in the sexual reproduction as compared to the asexual reproduction. So that's why, because the more variation occur in the sexual reproduction, so there is a more chance of evolution in the sexual reproduction. While DNA copying mechanisms are not absolutely accurate, we know that when the DNA double helix, it forms cells, two cells, then one helix is passes to each the cell and its copy is made in that cell. A cell is having double helix DNA and also the cellular apparatus. If the DNA copying mechanism were to be less accurate, many of the resultant DNA copies would not be able to work with the cellular apparatus. If this copy is not accurate, then the cell will die. It should be accurate. But there are small changes occur when the replication process occur. There is a small changes occur, that is between the base pair arrangement, which give a little bit variation. Base pair are pairing of adenine and thymine, cytosine and guanine. Okay, you just see here, firstly adenosine thymine pairing is there, then cytosine guanine, then again thymine adenine guanine cytosine, then guanine it means guanine always combined with the cytosine and adenine always combined with the thymine. Okay, when the helix, these single helix become, when they go to the next cell, then there is a little bit change in this base pair arrangement, which give rise to variation also into the asexual reproducing organism. In sexual reproduction, as I told you earlier, one male and one female parent involved. Female sex cell is known as egg or ovum. Male sex cell is known as sperm. It is having 23 chromosomes but not the 23 pair of chromosomes. Okay. The number of chromosomes get reduced into the sex cells or germ cells. They are having only the 23 chromosomes, not the 23 pairs. Remember this thing. But after fertilization, when the zygote is formed, how the zygote is formed? When egg cell and sperm cell combine, then 23 chromosome of the female parent and 23 chromosome of the male parent both passes to the zygote. Now it has 46 chromosome in 23 pairs. It means in it the original number of chromosome is restored. What is the original number of chromosome in human being? That is 23 pair of chromosome, or we can say 46 chromosomes. It get restored in the zygote when male gamete and female gamete combine or fuses. This cell is able to divide. This zygote is the first cell of the body. It is able to divide and form two cells. From the single cell, two cells are formed from 2 to 4, 4 to 8. Like this the division occur and the embryo is formed, and then the full organism, body of the full organism made, or sorry, full organism grow or body of the organism is made. So in this there is a more chance of variation result into the evolution.